Thanks, John. Thanks for putting Janel on the spot. First of all, Janel, your first Olympics, and most people here wouldn't know, but you are a grandmother.
Yes.
And to be your first Olympics as a grandmother, how proud must have you felt to represent not only your community, but your family and your grandchildren?
Yeah, very young grandmother, I might add. But yes, my grandson had his 3rd birthday while I was actually in the Paralympic village, so that was sort of bittersweet because I was at the Paralympics but I missed his birthday, but I did phone him. He spent like 1 second on the phone because he was too busy doing other things. Look, at the end of the day, I don't think age matters, really. I think, you know, if you've got a dream, chase it and don't worry about the numbers.
Very well said, very well said. Heading out to the competition, going out onto the court and hearing the roar of the crowd, seeing the television cameras, what's it like? How did you feel?
I don't know if you'd say unfortunate or fortunate enough to be the only member on the Australian tennis side to draw centre court first round. At first I felt absolutely frightened and overwhelmed. I actually wasn't worried at that point about winning the match. I was more worried about not looking like a fool on centre court because apparently there was a crowd of like 5,500 people there. But it was interesting. My coach just said, this is your time. How you perform in front of such a mass amount of people will set the standard as to where you go from here. And I might have lost the match to the world #2 tennis player, but I played the best match I've ever played.
I hear that the Australian #1 tennis player is retiring.
Yes, it's not 100% confirmed, but Daniela has chatted about retiring. She's also talked about possibly trying another sport, so yet to be announced, but we'll see.
So the door is open?
The door is open. I'd rather defeat her to take her place, but yeah, retirement is possibly on the cards for her.
Well, Janel, on behalf of everyone here, congratulations, you've done us proud. Well done.
Yes, if you like. Yep.
I actually, I don't know if it's too lengthy. I woke up this morning and I was just going to come along today and thank 30 or so people that I thought would be milling around while they're doing their shopping. So I'm overwhelmed by the amount of people that are here, and you know, for all of us, we thank you so much for the support for coming out today. But I had a little think about it when I woke up this morning, and I actually wrote out a short speech. So if you bear with me, I'll just find it. It's not that lengthy, it's just in large print because I'm a grandma. So the first thing I'd like to do is acknowledge everyone here today and thank you so much for the support you've given all of us, not only today but in the lead up to the Games, and I'm sure for our future sporting our feats that we chase. And I'd like to congratulate Peter as well on becoming Mayor, and James and Riley, of course, for their astounding medal outcomes. And you know, for me, I can recognise the dedication and discipline and the sacrifice that goes along with what these lads have achieved. So I'm very proud to sit here today with them being medal holders, and really happy to see them bring the medals home. I was kind of a little bit sentimental this morning, so I thought I'd just talk about what the Paralympics has meant for me, because a few years ago when I decided to start playing tennis, I never once thought that I'd actually reach such heights in the sport. I thought a number of things were against me, including age with selection. So, I pondered over the last few days with the Paralympics closing just what it's actually meant to me to be a part of the 2012 London Games. The Games have left me with a lot of fond memories and experiences for which I'm truly grateful. It's something that I've never experienced in life before and probably never will again. Even if I do go to Rio, I think each Games would be very different than the previous. On a personal level, the Paralympic Games, along with today's celebrations, they've ignited a new enthusiasm in a life area that I'm very passionate about. I'm not sure how many people here were able to watch the opening ceremony because it was so early in the morning. But the ceremony had quite a significant theme around equity and human rights for people with disability. And it's an area in life that I'm very enthused about and quite painful about at times. So it was quite exciting for me to actually participate in the Games that put forward such a strong theme. I was in awe in England at the Games when the opening ceremony undertook to throw out the challenge and call upon the world to take up the cause for equality and human rights for all people across the globe. And I was really thrilled with the message they sent out worldwide for all communities to take up that call for equity and human rights for people with disabilities.
Yeah, well said.
I think one of the things that's important for me is that call for human rights and equity for people with disabilities is something that we need to keep alive. It's a bittersweet moment to actually sit at the closing ceremony and watch the flame extinguish. But I guess, for me personally, I'd like to see the quest for human rights to continue regardless of the fact that flame did go out on the closing ceremony night. It's in light of this strong message that came out of the Paralympic opening ceremony that I urge you, the people of the Hastings Valley, to embrace the global message, to work toward a solid future of equitable inclusiveness in all life areas for people with disabilities, in our schools, in our community, in our businesses, in employment, and in the everyday activities carried out in our valley, including in many of our sporting activities. It remains fresh in my mind that not too long ago, I was excluded from tennis clubs in this area. Exclusion based on incorrect negative attitudes and beliefs about people with disability. On a personal level, that exclusion cut me to the very core to find that I was not welcome to fully participate at local tennis clubs for a variety of ill-conceived reasons. It was around that same time, upon hearing of my situation, that Kendall Tennis Club put up their hand and warmly invited me to play tennis at their club, showing an attitude of full inclusiveness, no boundaries or restrictions. The club members are over yonder somewhere, God love them. It's a club that boasts 230 members and only 3 courts. Minimal facilities, but they showed a willingness to pave the way as example to the Hastings community and what can be achieved if prejudices and differences amongst the community are put aside. Without the strong support and their 100% total inclusive attitude, it's without doubt that I would not have had the opportunity to reach personal best in wheelchair tennis, and I wouldn't have been selected to represent Australia at the 2012 London Games. So the Kendall Tennis Club community, I take this opportunity to acknowledge your humble little club and all its members. You have shown the Hastings that people with disability are easily able to be fully integrated in sporting activities. I can't thank you enough nor express from the very bottom of my heart how much your support and enthusiasm has meant to me. Not only have you made it possible for me to realise a dream in competing at the 2012 Paralympic Games, but possibly even more importantly, you've showcased an attitude of equality beyond the norm, and you're true leaders by example. So I take this opportunity to call upon all you people of the Hastings to be led by this example and to not let the strong message of the 2012 Paralympic Games of striving toward equity and human rights fall off the agenda. I encourage all our sporting clubs, all our social clubs, our employers, our businesses, our schools, and you as individuals to help keep the dream alive in striving for full inclusion in all life areas for people with disability. Help us, people with disability, to breathe life into our dreams, to realise our full potential by actively supporting our full inclusion in all walks of life. We've all witnessed and marvelled at the diverse abilities of 4,200 athletes with a disability who came together in a show of astounding community spirit for 2 weeks to compete at the 2012 London Paralympic Games. All of us showcased exceptional sporting skills, abilities, but more importantly, the 4,200 athletes showcased community spirit. It's in light of ongoing memories of what you've witnessed from the Paralympic Games that I ask you to reflect on the oneness of the Paralympic community spirit and encourage you all at our local level to help keep that spirit alive. We can all continue toward building a sense of one community that does not discriminate regardless of differences. Let's put the Hastings Valley on the map as leaders in equality and human rights. Let's all work together toward the Hastings Valley becoming globally recognised as leaders by example. Thank you.